magandang araw. My name is Christine, and together with my groupmates Lance, Russell, Joanne, and Lovely, we are going to discuss the material self. But before we start, I have a question for you to ponder. So the question is, who are you? Is it the body you have? Is it the clothes you wear? Is it who your family is? Or is it the kind of home you grew up into? Have you ever thought what makes you you? Now imagine if you were lacking with all those important possessions that I have just mentioned. Would you be able to recognize yourself? Or would you be so lost if you tried to reflect on yourself only to realize that you were lacking such important possessions in life? As if you were just a blank space. What would you do? Now, try to imagine it the opposite. You have all those possessions: body, clothes, family, and home. How would you live your life knowing you were in possession of all those valuable things? How can it help you understand yourself better? We hope that throughout the discussion, we will be able to help you answer all those important questions. So let's start the discussion. William James is a psychologist. According to him, the material self is primarily about our bodies, clothes, immediate family, and home. I'm going to discuss the body. The innermost part of our material self is our body. Intentionally, we are investing in our body. But how do we invest in our bodies? We do that by taking care of ourselves. There are ways to do that, like having a healthy lifestyle, eating healthy foods, and exercising. We are directly attached to this commodity that we cannot live without it. We strive hard to make sure that this body functions well and good. Any ailment or disorder directly affects us. Well, this is very on point. Kung wala nga naman yung katawan natin, hindi tayo mabubuhay. Our physical health is a major factor that affects our mental health. If we do not feel okay physically, it affects us as a whole. We do have certain preferential attachment or intimate closeness to certain body parts because of its value to us. Kung kayo naman yung tatanungin, what part of your body that you consider the most valuable to you? Tulad na lamang ng isang guro, a valuable part of her body is her voice. Without her voice, she will not be able to communicate to her students. She also uses her mind to teach. She uses her mind and her voice to provide meaningful learning experience for her students. Another example is a doctor. They use their intelligence, expertise, and skills to treat their patients. Ganun din naman yung mga artists. They use their hands and their creative minds to create their wondrous masterpieces. And the firefighters, they use their strength and their body to protect and serve the people and the community. Our body plays a very important role in our life. We shouldn't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument we'll ever own. Hindi lang dahil nagagawa natin yung mga bagay na gusto natin gawin, yung passion natin, o yung trabaho natin, but also because we are also able to help other people. And one more very important thing about our bodies is that it gives us our identity. Next part of our topic will be discussed by Lance.
Hi guys, my name is Jim Valenzuela and I am going to discuss the second most important component of the material self next to the body, which is the clothes. The material component of the self is not limited to clothes that we usually wear. It can also include books, bed, money, car, house, and other things that person can call his own. According naman kay William James, the material self pertains to the objects, places, or even the people which have the label mind. Such possessions are viewed as extensions of individual identities. For instance, your clothes reflect certain aspects of your personality and designate them as my wardrobe. So, clothing is a form of self-expression. We choose and wear the clothes that reflect ourselves, our personality, our characteristics, our emotions, even the color. We have what we call color psychology. So, a cloth is a form of self-expression. Are we happy? Are we sad? Right? One example of this is when someone you love dies. What would you wear? Black, right? So wearing black indicates that you're sad and mourning the loss of someone. It's also considered a sign of respect for the deceased. As we achieve our needs through buying material things, we are helping our economy to increase. As the technology became more high-tech these days, we are more attracted to collect more what we want than what we need in our daily life. Do you often find yourself buying things you don't need? Like, you just have to buy that new pair of shoes, or that bag, or t-shirt. Then after some time, you just find it collecting dust in your closet. You know, just that feeling that you need to upgrade. Did you know that being materialistic means that you are attaching your happiness, your self-worth, and your success to the things that you buy? There's nothing wrong with rewarding yourself, but don't spend your money on things that you don't need or that will lead you living paycheck to paycheck. Now, what can we do to avoid this bad habit? Practice gratitude. Look around you. Appreciate the things that you have. Be thankful that you have them. And of course, recognize that they are enough. Wait at least 7 days before you buy something, cause chances are, you'll realize you don't need it the moment you get home. Lastly, we must not forget that these material things in this world is just a temporary one and a temporary happiness. And take note that we must buy the things we need and afford. Don't just buy things just because you want to brag it.
Good day everyone, I am Russell Matamorosa and I will be the one to discuss about the third part of our material self, family. Third in the hierarchy is family. Our immediate family, our parents and siblings hold another great important part of ourselves. What they do or become affects us. We all know that family is important in our lives. They can offer support and security coupled with unconditional love. They will always look to see and bring out the best in you even if you cannot see it for yourself. Our family provide resources that can help an individual cope with stress, engage in healthier behaviors, and enhance self-esteem, leading to higher well-being. That is why it is also a part of our material self. It says that what they do or become affects us. Positive relationships with relatives lead to more positive later in life, such as taking care of yourself and making healthy food choices. In contrast, negative relationships that cause stress can lead to unhealthy eating habits and poor physical care, self-care. When our immediate family member dies, part of ourselves dies too. One of the devastating moments in our lives is when a family member dies. The death of a family member brings everything to a halt. Losing a parent, spouse, child, sibling, and other relative is a shock. We can never be fully prepared for any loss. When their lives are in success, we feel their victories as if we are the one holding the trophy. We are always proud of our relative's success. Their success is also ours. It is one of the pillars of happiness in every family. It is very rewarding to see our family member celebrating victories in their life, and it uplifts us emotionally and made us really proud for them. In their failures, we are put to shame or guilt. When one of our family member failed on some aspects of their life, we as a relative may feel shame or guilt because what they do or become affects us in a certain way. We all go through some difficult times eventually, and it is in the moments that family, love, and support is most needed. Whether it's your parents, siblings, children, partner, or relatives that are going through a rough path. There are many ways to show that we care about them. We always have a helping hand whenever a relative needs our help during their tough times. There's a saying that family is not an important thing, it is everything, by Michael Fox. Well, life is not about material things or the possessions we have. The key to happiness lies in spending quality time together. Without our family, we are nothing. That is why it is also a part of our material self, because we invest time, love, and support towards each other. Family is more important than any other things in life. And that is the end of my discussion.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Joanne Martilian and I am going to discuss about home. So what is a home? Home is a safe haven and a comfort zone, a place to live with our families and pets and enjoy with friends. A place to build memories as well as a way to build future wealth. A place where we can truly just be ourselves. A home or domicile is a space used as a permanent or semi-permanent residence for one or many humans and sometimes various companion animals. It is fully or semi-sheltered space and can have both interior and exterior aspects to it. A home is not just an adobe build to live in. In fact, that is just a definition of a house. Home is a place where one not only feels comfortable, but a place they look forward to opportunity live in every day. A home is built not by bricks or wood, but with a bond of family. What makes home a home? A person's most personal belongings are kept in a home, and it's where a person feels safe and accepted. A home tells a story and expresses a person or family's interest. To create a home requires an emotional connection and a sense of belongings, not physical things. A house can be a home, but a home can't be a house. So what is a good home? Good homes need to be mostly ordinary, but not only so. This is not about the home as a building, but rather the house as a unit assembled together with others. Contemporary neighborhoods, with their homogeneity and emphasis on privacy, snuff out the needs for us to experience difference as something affirming. It is said that home is a feeling, not a place. But for many of us, the house we grew up in occupies sacred ground in our hearts. No matter how old we are or how many miles away we live, it still feels like home.
Again, good day everyone. My name is Lovely Roslaminario and I'll be discussing the remaining topics. We are what we have. So, Russell Belt in 1988 states that we regard our possessions as part of ourselves. we are what we have and what we possess. So, the identification of the self to things started in our infancy stage, when we make a distinction among self and environment and others who may desire our possessions. And as we grow older, putting importance to material possession decreases. Like for example, when we were still young, gusto natin na nabibili yung lahat ng gusto natin. Pero as we grow older, we learn to prioritize our needs rather than our wants. However, material possessions gains higher value in our lifetime. If we use material possession to find happiness, associate these things with events, accomplishments, and people in our lives. For example is the Noli Me Tangere. Even though Dr. Jose Rizal already passed away, this book still gains acknowledgement. We acknowledge that Noli Me Tangere belongs to Dr. Jose Rizal. It is part of his material self. Another examples are this. The chair in the dining room on which the person is always seated. The chair will be the constant reminder of the person seated there. A well-loved and kept vehicle of the person, which some of the bereaved family members have a difficulty to sell or let go of because that vehicle is much identified with the owner who passed away. And the favorite pet or shoes among others that the owner places a high value. These favorite things are symbols of the owner. William James, material self pertains to the objects, places, or even people which have the label mine, are viewed as extensions of individuals' identities. So, meaning to say, anything that you can call mine is part of your material self. Halimbawa, if someone asks you the question, who are you? You might mention your strengths, your attitude, emotions, your family, your possessions, your favorite place, your favorite food, your taste in music, and anything that is part of you. It is the extensions of your identity, are also called as the material self. Now, what is materialism? Materialism is the tendency to consider material possessions and physical comfort as more important than spiritual values. The importance that people give on material possessions. Materialism is the negative effect of the strong desire for material possessions. So, ano naman po yung materialistic person? Materialistic person is someone with a high level of materialism. A materialistic person is excessively concerned with the acquisition of material possessions. So, the effects of material possessions. Number 1, possessions can be used as status symbol. The cars, house, gadgets, and clothes are the most valuable possessions because they are the most visible in the eye of others. So, kapag may kotse ka, may gadgets, and maporma ka po, people will think na mayaman ka. Pero kapag pangit yung mga damit mo at wala kang gadgets, iisipin agad ng iba na mahirap ka. So, possessions can be used as status symbol. Another, material possessions can be a reflection of hard work and success. Like for example, mahirap ka dati pero ngayon ay nabibili mo na lahat ng gusto mo. That means you are hardworking, kaya naging successful ka. Another is, people tend to measure success through material possessions. Another, material possessions can make people more motivated to work harder to achieve them. So, kung minsan, kahit gusto mo nang mag-resign sa trabaho mo, hindi mo magawa kasi may gusto kang bilhin or di kaya ay may pinag-iipunan ka. You want to possess that material, that's why you are motivated to work harder. So, before I end this video, I want you to reflect with this question. We have more gadgets than the previous generation. Do you think we are happier in comparison to them? Please reflect that on yourself. And that ends my discussion for today. Thank you for listening.